Meanwhile, Kaduna Kanu train to commence early 2025, says NRC boss. DSS draws red line on June 12 protest. Electricity tariff, over 300 companies shut down, 380,000 jobs lost within 2 months, says Man. Moving on to the foreign scene, Malawi Vice President Saulos Chilima, 9 others die in plane crash. Zuma's party in bid to block SA Parliament meeting. President Biden's son convicted on all charges in gun case. Blinken says fate of ceasefire planned down to Hamas. Moving on from the foreign scene to the world of sport, Benin coach delighted with Benin Republic's shock win over Super Eagles. And sports minister summons NFF over poor results in World Cup series. And those are the major headlines making the rounds today. It was compiled and edited by Abiodun Akinwumi. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. For sponsorship or advert placement, kindly contact our sales and marketing office on 09129294332. Coming up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we discuss and have an in-depth analysis on some of the topical stories making the rounds. Don't forget you can log on to any of the Diamond FM online platforms on our website www.diamondfm.net, or keep up to date with us via all our social media pages at Diamond 87FM on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, at Diamond FM Ilorin on YouTube as well. Do stay tuned, the Diamond Breakfast Show commences shortly.
The major talking point in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. Find not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hold Indomine? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
See, Weto is from our tribe and we are of the same religion. So we have to protect our own. Our tribe isn't corrupt. I beg you, leave them now our Peking.
Wait, stop and think. Do you realize that the impact of corruption and careless decisions by that clansman or family member of yours doesn't know tribalism or nepotism? Let's hold everyone accountable for a better society and country. If you see something, say something to the right authorities.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
Happy Democracy Day to all Nigerians out there, both home and abroad. Today we celebrate our Silver Jubilee anniversary of democracy in Nigeria. And we take a look at how far we've come and what we need to do, how much more effort we need to put in to ensure that Nigeria is practicing democracy the way it should be done. We take a look at our journey so far and what we're experiencing right now and our expectations in the years to come. A very good morning to you once again. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. I'm your host on the Wednesday edition of the Diamond Breakfast Show. It's good to have you join us on the program. The Diamond Breakfast Show comes to you Mondays through Fridays at 9 a.m. And this is where we take a look at the analysis of some of the topical stories making the rounds in the news. We get to dissect them in the studio with our guest analyst, and then we also talk about we also give you the platforms to make your contributions on the program. However, if you're making your contributions, please ensure that it is devoid of any form of false news, false statements. It is devoid of any form of name calling, insults, hate speech, and the like. So we will not tolerate that on this program. And today on the show, I have joining me on the program, I have Comrade Yunusa Jimo Alikila joining me on the program this morning. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mrs. Bisola.
It's good
Oduwole Suleiman.
It's
my pleasure to be here. And good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Kwarans.
Good morning and happy Democracy Day to you.
Happy Democracy Day today to
all right.
To all Nigerians.
Yes, to all Nigerians. This morning we listened to President Bola Ahmed's speech about Democracy Day. He spoke about the heroes, the activists, all those who fought for democracy, and so much more, and so many other things that the president had to say. So I believe we should start from there. Let's take a look at the speech. What are your thoughts, or what do you think about the speech of the president this morning?
Thank you very much for this beautiful startup this Wednesday morning and our Democracy Day. It's my pleasure to be here once again.
Good to have you.
First of all, the speech was commendable.
All right.
And explicit and well understanding. A lot of people will understand it.
All right.
The only thing is that for some people, they will be expecting that the president will come up with the salary, the final salary of the workers. But we believe that before the president can make any pronouncement on the actual minimum wage that will be acceptable by all, it must be at the expense of both parties, including the National Assembly, for assent.
Right.
And that is why I believe that the president cannot conclude. He will not make the same mistake he did in the first day where he says subsidy is gone.
Some are saying he has learned his lesson from that.
And today now, he will come and repeat it again by saying, I'm going to pay you so. You know, making it undemocratic. And that is why I believe he didn't make a solid pronouncement on the actual amount of money the workers will get as from now on.
All right.
Secondly, is that I love the way he appreciated those lost heroes. You named them very many, and especially led by Chief MKO Abiola, who died on this course. And thirdly, I also appreciate him for feeling the pains of Nigerians, that he shared the pains. And we want him to translate into reality by making things to succor for the Nigerian people. With this, I want to say about the speech of the president.
All right. Now, it seems you also share the view of some Nigerians about this particular speech. Some are saying, yes, it was a good speech, but a lot of times we keep hearing these things over and over again, but they do not translate into actions. We keep Nigerians are still experiencing the hardship that they're experiencing, and the government keeps coming to tell us, oh, these are the things that we'll do, these are the policies that we'll put in place, and all of that. And like you rightly mentioned, the president also talked about the reforms that his administration is doing to ensure that the country is better and is where we want it to be. He also talked about the hardship that Nigerians are currently facing, that he understands it. But it is not just about talking, it is about walking the talk. It is about putting actions into place. Nigerians are going through so much at this point in time. And now that brings me to the statement by ASU on this June 12 celebrations. ASU is saying that Nigerians are yet to enjoy the dividends of democracy. Nigerians are yet to enjoy the basic amenities that are credible in a democratic situation. The chairman of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU University of Ibadan, Professor Ayo Akinwole, on Tuesday, that was yesterday, challenged the federal government to promote democratic culture and activities that will boost the Nigerian economy. He said in the release that the experience of, disappointingly and unfortunately, 25 years after the return of democracy to Nigeria, the Nigerian citizenry are yet to enjoy the benefits and dividends of democracy, as some of the most malaise and challenges characteristics of the military rule are still very much. Now, it's talking about things we experienced during the military rule are still very much applicable to when we have a democratic system. Let's take, for example, the abduction of media personnel is still happening in a democratic system. These are things that should not happen in a democratic system. He's also talking about the basic social amenities that Nigerians are expected to enjoy. Nigerians are still going through a lot of hardship 25 years later. Why do you think we're still where we are at this point in time? And why do you think we still get speeches and talks from people in government over and over again without actions that would actually make things better for Nigerians?
Thank you very much for this wonderful question. One will not but emphasize that the situation of Nigeria is, sorry to say, in a quagmire situation where a lot of things has been bundled up and muddled up. And one thing I would like Nigerians to understand is that where we are coming from is very important. We know where we are coming from, and we also know where we are now. And we should understand where we are going to, based on the fact that most of the policy of this present administration is they are ash policy, and which we must enact and take to and stay put in, based on the fact that if you discover that we were being militarized for so long by the military, that they govern us from one generation to another, and thereby producing some of our leaders now in a military character. They inculcated this character into the civilians, and they were trying to act in the format. If you watch most of our military, they thought, or most of our leaders, they thought by having a lot of security personnel around them with AK-47, that is the way to protect themselves. And that is why you see there is no other leader or governor or this, we have to have one security man behind him. But if you watch those advanced countries, you see that the security man, you will not even know is the security personnel behind our leaders. So we have not gotten there yet. The point here is that when you extrapolate from history since 1960, you will discover that after the First Republic, we now have military coming in through Aguirre Rossi, another military plotting coup again to upturn the military man, which ordinarily supposed not to be, because we believe that they share one view, one interest, one ideology. Why should a military man topple a military man? So that's the point. That is first take. And by the time they bequeathed the constitution to Nigerians, it was given to us by the military. Right. They produced the constitution we are still using till today. They produced the 1999 constitution. It was handed over to Chief Olusegun Obasanjo in 1999 by General Abubakar Abdul-Salam. You understand? So some of the military ideology was brought to bear in our constitution, which ordinarily is that those constitutions should be written by civilian, monitored by civilian, and handed over by the civilian. Then that time you can get a reasonable, fashionable, understanding constitution that will take into cognizance the norms and value of every aspect of Nigeria, including the 350 tribes of Nigeria, will come up with their own ideology, thereby giving us a better constitution than what we are using now. And that is why you see that this present 1999 constitution has a lot of mistakes, which needed to be corrected. And that is why you see that the NANS Assembly is now proposing the 6th geopolitical zone to make sure that they have the ideology of having each president from those geopolitical zones and thereby producing 2 vice presidents at the same time. Those are some of the mistakes. So if I try to say, let me extrapolate back into the archive of history, it will take us, let me say, 6 hours. So that is why you see I'm just cutting it. So coming by the ASU, Ayo, Akinwale, telling the whole world that it is true that we have not been enjoying the dividend of democracy to the fullest. They'll take, for instance, the budget of every year in Nigeria. There is never a time Nigerian budget of education is meeting up with the 25% of world standard. So you see, we say 6% or 8%. Highest, let me say 12%. So the Nigerian government and the system have never recognized the upliftment of the educational sector of Nigerians. You discover another comment by the professor from Ibadan said that there's supposed to be no time again ever in our history that our children will be taught under the tree. And you discover that we have dilapidated classrooms.
Yes, we do.
Ill-equipped. Our health sector, ill-equipped. The roads, they have been fixing it up to this 21st century. They are still fixing Nigerian roads, which ordinarily is supposed to have gone by in the 20th century if we are very serious and we have good leaders. So what I'm saying is that, in a nutshell, that these leaders were being brought in by the same military. Like when, take for instance, the 1999 election, they brought us Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Why the Nigerian people rooted for Olufalaye? But based on the fact that they want to see their pair in the move, dumping away from the khaki aspect of life into the civilian aspect of life. And they gave us Olusegun Obasanjo. And when he came, the whole Southwest did not welcome him. Then he now manipulated himself from second tenure to capture the whole Southwest, except Lagos.
But you know that elections were conducted during these times that you mentioned, and people came out and voted. Are you trying to say that these votes were not the will of the people? Do not forget that people came out and voted for. And since then, we have had elections time and time again with governments handing over to each other. These are civilian governments. Are we still putting the blame on the military government that has left since 1999?
Okay, let me make this clear now. The blames is going to be divided in 3 facets. One for the military. I'm only analyzing, expatiating on the military aspect of Nigerian life. Secondly, we not talk about the leaders, those who want to have a political hegemony on the throne. Then we not talk of the electorates who vote wrongly or who connive wrongly.
But it's a democratic system. It is their will.
I'm not against their will. What I'm saying is that in Obasanjo's first tenure, the western part of Nigeria did not accepted him. I didn't say the other part, the western region and the northern region didn't vote for him. I'm just telling you what actually transpired in between 1993 June 12th till date. Then if we want to analyze on that June 12th, that day, June 12th was the very day the Nigerian people came out to express their will. You see beautiful faces coming out to vote and smile in order to carry out a formidable elected person. So that June 12th was the best election Nigeria have ever had. Nigeria was at their peak of electionary and democratic dispensation. At that time, when they were at the peak, Nigeria used option A4 in order to get the best leader of their choice. And that was the first and only time Nigeria parties, 2-party system of the Social Democratic Party and the National Republican Convention. That was the only year Nigeria practiced 2 political parties.
All right.
You understand? So therefore the people came out. You will see the husband in SDP while the wife is voting for NRC in person of Chief MKO Abiola and Ibrahim Tofa. You understand? So there you saw Nigeria were happily voting. And that was the best election ever. Right from them, when Nigeria got to their peak, the sliding is always the case. So when you say they conduct the election, was the election good enough to stand the test of time of that 1993 election? The answer was no.
All right.
Practical no. Because you will see some malpractices, election rigging up and down, carrying ballot balls, snatching of ballot balls that were not transparent enough to justify why Nigeria should say they are there yet.
All right. Now, Comrade Alikila, now going forward, we have mentioned some of the issues why we're still where we are. Moving forward, how can Nigeria be democratically inclined as we should be? How can Nigeria be a democratic society, ensuring that people have equal rights, rights are respected, we have proper education, we have things go the way they should be? How can we do that? What is the way forward?
First of all, the electorate need to identify good leaders, and godfatherism or godfatherism, I repeat it twice, should be removed from the system. It doesn't help us. We should replace them with mentor, formidable mentor who are willing to leave the scene. Godfatherism, they don't live. They are not meant to be in political circle. They are meant to be in gangsterism or where there are cartels. You check it, you get it there. They are cartels. That is where they need to be useful. But under a professionalism in political party association, you need mentor.
Right.
Just like what is happening in Borno State. You see that Shetima just pretended as if he never knew anything concerning Borno State. And why Professor Babagana Zulum is doing fine. Now he's on 1 month leave. He left the deputy to govern the state without interference. That is how to rule in democracy. And if you want success, that is why you get success. You don't get success in a mumbo jumbo situation where you have rigmarole activities. Selfishness is another problem. Lack of transparency is another problem for us. So you don't plant corn and have cassava. You don't plant millet to have onion. So you must do the right thing to get the right answer. So that is just the point. We must be able to increase our allocation for our education sector in order to educate the electorate. The electorate make wrong choices every day based on the fact that they are giving peanuts.
All right, let's take some reactions right here. You can call us at 091-3655-6952. Please keep your reactions short and straight to the point. Hello, good morning. All right, do call us back 091-3655-6952. Don't forget, it is Democracy Day in Nigeria, and we're talking about where we have come from and where we are right now and the way forward. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning,
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to the citizens in the session. Good morning to the entire staff.
Good morning.
Good morning,
and the leaders, the funders too. Happy Democracy Day to us, Nigeria, and good tidings to us by grace of God.
Thank you,
and
ma'am.
Professor Sayodele, as the speaker is being saying, this is what we need to have a good Democrat in the nation, good leaders. So we need to have they must focus on what we need in the nation. There must be transparency. Then there must be tenure for either senators, reps, or governor. There must be a tenure. Leader must be a solution to our problem in the nation. We are still praying. But the system of fatherism must be cancelled too, so that we have them to perform well.
All right.
God will help us.
All right, thank you so much.
Happy Democracy Day.
Thank you
Nigeria.
so much, Prophetess. Thank you for calling 091-3655-6952 or 08000-887-887. Please make sure that your comments are short. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good
Bisola.
morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Yemi Asaja. I'm calling from Ilorin.
All right, good to have you, sir. Go ahead.
You see, to me, the president's speech was rich, down to earth and promising.
All right.
My head was spinning when he was reeling out the names of Nigerians, both the dead and the living, who fought fearlessly to bring democracy out of military confinement. How I wish I was a part of that struggle. Now that a protagonist in the person of the president is leading the country, he must work hard to justify that struggle. We have not been able to enjoy the dividends of democracy as expected because of military incursion and faulty foundation.
Right.
The structure of our democracy has consistently failed integrity tests. Nevertheless, with commitment and positive attitudes to whatever we do, we shall get there.
All right.
And we must also know that to get there is the responsibility of all Nigerians. We must change our mindset towards positive direction.
Okay.
There should be nothing like Is he a Yoruba man? Is he an Igbo man? Is he an Hausa man? A Nigerian is a Nigerian. We shall get there with patience and prayer. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution. 09136556952. We take one more call and then we go on this short break. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Mr. Sukuti on the line.
All right, Mr. Sukuti, good to have you. Go
Good
ahead,
day to our guests in the studio.
All right.
Thank you very much.
I love when people talk their mind without fear. You know, when you are speaking the truth, you shouldn't be fair. That shows the spirit of a good Nigerian in you.
Thank you.
You mentioned something in the course of your analysis
Yes.
that Nigerians should identify good leaders. I am telling you, you still need to talk on that again. Most of these problems are being created by the people. People are focusing, they are choosing the highest bidder. Even though you know some people in your community that have been doing well, contributing towards the development of the state, you will not bother to go and vote for somebody who just traveled down, that maybe you have not been seeing for decades. You just come down, bring money, and you vote for them. Can we still blame government for this? We are also contributing a large percentage to the problem Nigeria is currently facing. So we need to talk to ourselves the more. We should ready, now that we have been collecting money from these people, we have been paying heavily for that mistake. Everybody can testify now that those who collected 20,000 naira are paid more than 1 million naira now. You are paid in the high cost of oil, in the higher cost of transportation, in the higher cost of food items. We don't know. We've been telling ourselves we need to hold our country like ours. We should not joke with it. We should not collect peanuts and pay heavily later. Sir, I really enjoy your program today.
All right,
Good
thank
morning.
you. Thank you so much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Sukuti. Thank you for your reaction. Now, we still have a lot to talk about on this particular issue, and I wanted to ask you as well to tell us how we can identify a good leader, because this is something that a lot of people know. Some people know and some people don't. What are the characteristics? What are the traits of a good leader? But we will come to that when we come back from this short time out. Do stay with us. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM. Ilori. Do not touch the dial.
Did you know that every year in Nigeria, over 8,000 women die from cervical cancer alone? Cervical cancer is caused by a virus called human papillomavirus, or HPV, which is transmitted from an infected person and can also cause other diseases. But the good news is, cervical cancer can be prevented with vaccination.
Oh yes, Nigeria introduced the HPV vaccine in 16 states in October 2023. Now it will be rolled out in the remaining 21 states. So take your girls aged 9 to 14 years to any primary health care facility near for their vaccination. From 27th of May 2024, the HPV vaccine is free, safe, and effective.
If you're 15 years and above, please go for cervical cancer screening at a health center near you. This aligns with the global strategy to eliminate cervical cancer through vaccination, screening, early diagnosis, and treatment.
Let's protect our daughters today from the pains of tomorrow. For further inquiries, call 070-60-41-6787 or 080-67-08-5016.
This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency and partners.
Hello there! Looking for fun, laughter, entertainment, dance, trend, want to mingle or connect, some relaxation, and many more? Search no further. Diamond Amusement Park, located at Plot 2 New Yidi Road, Ilori, is where you get those. We've got pendulum, carousels, rocket launcher, roller coaster, Oculus Quest, swimming pool, table tennis, bumper car, swing, seesaw, horse merry-go-round, slides, lawn tennis, video games PS4, piggy cart, to mention few. Feel that adrenaline rush as I list our games. Want to celebrate your child's birthday, graduation, reunion, get together, or want to surprise your friend, partner, or family? Come visit Diamond Amusement Park today and you'll be glad you did. Refreshment is available at affordable rate. Gate fee is 500 naira. For further inquiry, call 080-2677-3152 or visit Plot 2 New Yidi Road, Ilori. Diamond Amusement Park, truly home of unlimited fun.
Shey you know say every year for Nigeria, 90 disease wey dem dey call cervical cancer alone dey kill more than 8,000 women. Na one virus wey dem dey call HPV or human papilloma virus dey cause am. Person fit catch am from another person wey get am for body and e fit even lead enter another disease. But the good news be say we fit prevent am make this disease no catch person only if you collect the vaccine.
Now, so for October 2023, Nigeria introduced HPV vaccine for 16 states, but now e go reach all the 21 states wey remain, including where you dey. So make you carry your girl pikin wey be from age 9 to 14 go any primary healthcare center wey near you. Starting from 27th of May, make them fit to collect the vaccine. Make this bad disease for no near them. The HPV vaccine now free of charge. E dey safe and e dey work well well. If you be 15 years and above, abeg o, make you go for cervical cancer screening today for any health center wey near you. This na the global strategy to take comot cervical cancer kpata through vaccination, screening, early diagnosis and treatment.
Make we protect our daughters today. Make disease for no worry them tomorrow. To sabi more, make you holler this number 0706 0416 787 or 0806 708 5016.
This message now from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency and partners.
For fast relief of cold pain, fever and headache. Karaole koko.
Ẹ sọ fún ẹ̀fọ́rí òtútù yìí bàtàrà ríro kí wọ́n kán lùgbọ́ one time. Karaole ti dé o. Àgbáwọlé ní tíṣẹ́ ni àkàwọlé ń tè kan. Koríko tẹ́lẹ̀ bá ti tẹ òtún gbérí mọ́. Dìde Karaole lúbúlúbú funfun pẹ̀ ìrúkù sarajọ mára yá gágá. Àjàká kò tí sọkọ fún ẹ̀fọ́rí òtútù yìí bàtàrà ríro lágọ̀ọ́ ara. Káì! Kàsàkàsà knockout. Agbára ju agbára lọ. Dìde Karaole jagunla bí olùgbòǹgbò gàjàtọ̀ ara jà tó ketílẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ́ ìlúra kẹgbà. To Yield Pharmaceutical Industries Limited. Àwọn tó lórúkọ tó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé níbi kápò oògùn òyìnbó ló ṣe é. Bára rẹ̀ ò bá yá lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́ta. Má ṣàfihàn o, kàn sí dókítà rẹ̀.
Welcome back. You're still tuned in to your shining supreme station, Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. This is the Diamond Breakfast Show. This is where we discuss and have analysis on topical stories making the rounds in the news. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. I'm your host for the Wednesday edition, and I have with me Comrade Ali Kinla, a public affairs analyst, a social commentator, and a concerned Nigerian. It's good to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, we had a very in-depth conversation in the first part of the show, and we still have a lot to talk about this morning. We have a couple of questions, so I'll take that question, and then we have one pending. That is the traits of, a good leader. Things we should know, things we should look out for in a good leader. But before that, let's quickly take this messages. This one says, "Good morning. It is Jimo Jamiu. I read the speech this morning, and it is not different from the ones that we have read, that have been read to us since 1999. It is only full of words, but never a single action to back it up. The leaders are taking Nigerians for granted. That is why some states can boldly say they can only pay 35,000 naira in 2024 to a worker working for 30k. It is ridiculous. Democracy is not working in Nigeria. It is money that is working. If you have funds, you can buy your way into government office. It is sad and it is saddening." All right. Thank you for that message. And this one says, "Guinness plans to leave Nigeria after 75 years as Tinubu's inflation wreaks economic havoc." I say make our update to now. This is Tony from Amsterdam. This is also one of the issues we've had. A couple of multinationals have left the country. A lot of people have lost their job. These are some of the issues that Nigerians have pending right now, but we will still talk about it as we go on the show. And then this one says, "Good morning to the guest. Kudos to your guest. In fact, he has made my day. But my question is, if your guest happens to be invited to the presidency, what is he going to advise the president? Or if he happens to be the president of the nation, what is he going to do to ensure the smooth running of Nigeria? So it's still the same question. What would you do?
In
I'm
different
sure,
way.
yes, I'm sure that's what you would also tell the president to do. And then the second question, do Nigerians still have a future? That's a very critical question. And then how can we identify good leaders and good followers? Or do we still have good leaders, especially in Nigeria? And what is the way forward? This is from Kabir Ajidagba. Let's take that in 5 minutes and in a few minutes, and then we go on to the next topic for today.
Thank you very much. I would like to salute Kabir Ajidagba for this beautiful question. First of all, let me start from the last, where he said we still have hope in this country. I say yes, we do have hope, because we have the real men, the real politicians. They are there and they will come out, just like what we are experiencing through this current president and his likes. So what I'm saying is, we have brilliant men in Nigeria, intelligent men, those with high esteem. But should I say that there are very few? If we say there are few, meaning we have about 10 to 20 million people, because Nigerian population is approaching about 300 million, or let's say 250 million people. Now, we can boast of 20 million good people. They are still in Nigeria, meaning we have hope. Then on that if I am made the president today, what will I do differently? First of all, I will be ready to be accountable to the people. Secondly, be transparent. That is just the two problems we're having. When you exterminate corruption, Nigeria will float. Float more than the iron in the ocean. So Nigeria, the problem you are seeing today is surmountable, because the reason why there's no solution, that it is being caused by everybody. Based on the fact that if the leaders are not sincere enough, the followers, are you sincere? Let me tell you one secret now. This petroleum product you are seeing, if you buy it 10 naira, the people, the sellers are ready to sell it 20 naira. You know why? It is always that they are making the profit of how much they purchase it. That is just the point. Look at the ram they are selling today. Do you want to tell me that these herdsmen who are moving from corner to corner, pillar to post, feeding their animal freely, but they are selling the rams about 700, 500, 1 million naira? How much? Yes, for a ram at this present point in time. So where is the sincerity and honesty? You tell a man, go to that room, go and get us 1 million. 5 people are sitting here. Before the man move from that room to this room, he will turn to 800,000. Where is the sincerity there? So invariably, we are cheating ourselves. Tell the POS man, when there is any problem or calamity now, you will discover that for every 1,000, he removes 100 naira. So those are the things. Go to the banks, you will see that the banks, they are making huge profit based on leverage.
All right. Now, it is often said that our leaders are a reflection of who we are as a people.
Yes.
Now, that means a lot of these problems actually start with us as the people. What is the way forward? In 1 minute, and then we'll move on to the next.
The way forward is that we should return to God's way and be sincere with one another. That's just the simple truth. Let me tell you what I ate this morning. I will tell you that before I came to the office, to this place I'm sitting, I only took pap. You were not there, but my God is seeing me. We need to be very sincere with our God. Those who say they are Christian and Muslim should be very sincere with one another. Rather than telling us bogus information all the time or grapevine information, we should go straight to the point and hit the nail on the head. And thereby we can move forward. That's the only problem we're having. Not say the system or this. The system is the problem of the people. And those problems we are talking about emanated from the family and from the culture of the family. You see where you don't have money in the family, you're supposed to be the head of the family. Based on the fact that you don't have money, you are not recognized. Nobody knows you in the family because you don't have 10 kobo to give somebody or naira to give people. So those are the things we should recognize, what God has bestowed on us to recognize. Rather than recognizing money or worshiping money as God, you should stay away from those things. And that is why we can move forward. Like what yes, from the professor from Ibadan. He said Nigeria have about 170 universities. About 79 of them are owned by private people. Then 43 by state government, 43 by federal government, 48 by state government. Who is financing them? You go to those private institutions, you discover that they are paying 1.23 million for just a term or a year. It's very wrong. Based on the fact that so the president should just try to fix the prices of goods and services in Nigeria and make sure that you satisfy the workers, then things will go smoothly.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Ali Kinlad. The phone line is buzzing, but we need to quickly take this one. And this is a statement made by former President Goodluck Jonathan. We will get to that in a bit. Do not forget, it is still the Diamond Breakfast Show reaching you from our studios, Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, your shining supreme station. All right, welcome back. Former President Jonathan has warned against regional and religious-based democracy, and this is coming as we celebrate our 25 years of democracy in Nigeria. He says that we should desist from handing over to Nigerian children a democracy built on politics of region or religion. He said this while speaking at a symposium. He argued that the practice, which excludes other parties regardless of their performance during the elections, undermines political justice and the goal of fostering national unity. He advocated that we should develop a system allowing political parties that achieve a certain percentage of votes during the election, that we should give them a role in governance, that it should be a participatory kind of governance. It should not be winner takes it all kind of governance. That is the reason why we have a do or die affair during the elections. That when parties know that even if you did not fare so well during the election, you still have a role to play in governance. You still have something to do at the end of the day in administration, that we will have less of this do or die. If I don't get there, there's going to be a problem and all of that. What do you think of this statement made by former President Goodluck Jonathan?
Thank you very much. It was a very nice statement. But the point here is we must start from the Constitution. If you want to adjust anything now, you must go through the Constitution.
So it still goes back
to
the 1999 Constitution.
Yes, because everything we do in Nigeria supposed to be backed by the penal code. You don't just come out and do things and do. See, the point here is that, Nigeria have the largest democracy in Africa. You understand? This democracy believes that each political party have enough material to man every post in Nigeria. If the APC win and they are now ruling, they ought to or supposed to have a lot of technocrats in them who will man those positions.
Regardless of religion, region, or political party.
Good. Based on the fact that they should be accepted widespread all over the state. Meaning in every state, you have each technocrat who will support your idea and propel the country into good living. So another thing is that let's assume it is the PDP or the Labour Party or the NNPP that won the election. They should be able to form governance, and that is what the Constitution supported. You don't just come out and say you want to diversify or divert from what the Constitution supports. We are practicing presidential system of government. Secondly, a federal system of government that is allowing every spectrum of the society to be covered. No one is neglected already based on the fact that this is what we are practicing. If you are practicing, we are practicing multi-party system of government. So if you are not practicing one-party system or two-party system, that is the time you can advocate for something like this. So they are all good ideas, but needed to be inculcated into the penal code of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much. We have, I don't know if we should take reactions right now or we quickly move on to the third story, because this one is a very critical one. It is one that affects a lot of people, a lot of women in their line of duty. Now, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tugar, has formally lodged a complaint with the head of Civil Service of the Federation regarding allegations of sexual harassment leveled against the ministry's permanent secretary, Ambassador Ibrahim Lamowa. In a letter addressed, he said he expressed concern over the serious nature of the allegation leveled against the permanent secretary by Mrs. Simisola Ajayi. Simisola had petitioned the minister dated May 29, 2024. He addressed it to the minister and accused the permanent secretary of serial, not just one, serial sexual harassment. Ajayi, through her lawyer, Femi Falana STN, called for a thorough investigation into the actions of Mr. Lamowa. The petition signed says it includes harassment at the place of work, abuse of office, official intimidation, and discrimination. According to Ajayi, she narrated multiple instances of harassment allegedly perpetrated by Lamowa, which have created an unsafe and uncomfortable working environment for her. Now, the story is a lot, but I think we should stop there. Now, this is something that happens to a lot of people, but we do not see them coming out to talk about these things. We do not see them coming out to complain about these things. Let's first take a look at the why. Why is that? We've heard some of them have talked to their families, some of them have talked to their parents, some of them have talked to their friends about it, but they don't really come out to take up these things, to take it up with the right authorities. Why do you think we have that problem?
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, I blame the system, blame the society for harboring such character. Secondly, I want to salute the minister for doing a good job, a yeoman's job. Thirdly, I would like to salute the lady who came out, who felt bold enough to do that. Majority of women, they are passing through this menace. What is not acceptable by God, anything God condemn, surely is hellfire. Then the implication here is that by the time you promiscuous, that is you extramarital affairs, invariably you are going to get pregnant. Who owns the pregnancy? Then that is why you see a lot of family today, they are in hula baloo. They are in quagmire.
And we keep hearing
they are in catastrophic situation.
DNAs.
Yes, what is DNA? Why are you sure of DNA when you fail to keep yourself holy and the first instance? Now, at this point in time, you discover that a lot of problem, a lot of family problem is pervading everywhere in Nigeria based on the fact that those who are not supposed to be a member of the family, they are not in the family. So it's a wrong blood now in the family. First of all, that is why I want the court, because Falana is a very serious lawyer. He doesn't take chances, and he's going to take it to the letter. So I commend the effort of Bisola Ajayi for doing that, and in order to stop the menace of this indiscriminate sexual harassment against women. So secondly, the minister has taken the issue to Yemi Eson, that she should handle it, and she's there. He is there for them to provide a lot of support for her, based on the fact that the minister is equally annoyed with the situation, where this permanent secretary invited the lady to Hong Kong for a better package and make this attempt since 2020. The man has been on her toe, and you will discover that she's not even comfortable in the post of duty. It is better that they take the action to the latter, and the consequences should be dealt with. In fact, that guy should be either removed from the office or transferred to another office, so that both of them should not be there and should be sanctioned seriously, because that guy will still approach another beautiful lady.
Exactly, because now you're saying that maybe it should be transferred to another office. What if he goes there and still does the same thing?
He will do the same thing.
Some people are calling for stricter sanctions for these people. It is a crime to actually harass somebody in the place of work. You're supposed to feel safe in your place of work, in a place where you get your means of daily livelihood. But when women feel unsafe, what then happens? When they have nobody to fight for them, or when they have situations whereby they report and no one is doing anything about it. In this case, the minister is taking it up, but some have reported and nothing is done about it. What can be done in organizations? What should head of organizations do to ensure? And sometimes too, these acts are perpetrated by these head of organizations that you want to report to. We have seen certain women lose their jobs because their boss is making advances at them and they have refused. The next thing you know, they get a sack letter the next morning. How do they take up these issues to ensure that they get justice at the end of the day?
Thank you very much. That was why you see my first comment was I complained about the system. The system, first of all, harbor this character, both in male and in female. We also have some women who make advances on men. So they are very few anyway, but
it happens.
The harassment from men is more. So what should be done is what they have started now. If they are able to succeed and drive a conclusion towards this menace, then they will make it as a law that we stabilize your situation. Because a situation where you have no law, there is no offense. But when you have law, immediately everybody will abide. And I trust Nigerians for that. They do abide whenever there is a law, and a serious law for that matter. Nigeria will comply.
All right. So if this is taken up to the letter, every other person would sit up.
You would take, yes.
All right. Let's take some reactions. You can call us on 091 3655 6952. Hello, good morning.
Hello,
good morning. All right, good morning, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, very careful not to ask for that man. You know, also by choice, common thing between man and woman. And in some cases, some women use it as a weapon to get at men when they are denied certain things, or when they have done something wrong and they are brought on that person. So you'll be surprised to hear later when the case is ongoing that they have had runs of sex. I think you are getting me. So let us not pass judgment so horribly. Let us wait and let the investigation be concluded.
Okay.
If what that man has done is found to be true, it must be a scapegoat. That understand them. Right. And if it is found, it was just a framework. The lady should also be brought up for punishment. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Yemi Ashaju. And this also brings me to the issue of false accusation. We have also seen cases where people accuse other people falsely, either due to one reason or the other, or there's a vendetta or something against the other person, and they accuse that person. And sometimes these people, they get embarrassed and a lot of things happen. And then we find out that it was a false accusation. What then happens to the false accusers?
Let me make this clear. You know, before this lady will come up, this situation is always very dangerous. A situation where you hardly get an evidence so easily. And that is why you see the lady approached the one of the best son in the land, and which is Femi Falana. And they should recognize that the minister in question equally ordered for an investigation. And somebody apart from him, he have the authority to investigate it himself, take decision himself, but he doesn't want to do it. He believes that there are cases of vendetta or cases of false allegation or so, a lot. He now believes, let me hand it over to the head of service, which is in person of Yemi Esan. So that is a neutral person. Handling those issues. They said they are not going to take decisive decision immediately, but after investigation. If they find out that the woman is the one making advances to the guy, investigation will reveal. But if actually this is what happened and the woman reveal it, investigation will reveal it. So we don't need to take side anymore. But I'm just saying, because a lot of men are the one who are the originator of this kind of situation. So if I've said it in my analysis that even women do. So meaning the percentage is, let me say, 60-40 now at this point in time. So we have not decided.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, man. This is Godwin from that journey.
All right, good morning, Mr. Godwin. Go ahead,
no,
sir.
I'm sorry to say that no investigation in this country have been concluded. No daily. We are just talking about investigation. Somebody died. They are still on it. No truth on investigation. Where are we discuss? We are not in America, we're in Nigeria. You are talking, I'm talking. We saw it, everything. No investigation.
All right.
It's like lying.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin. We really hope that a proper investigation is done and the perpetrator is brought to book. This one says, well done to you in the studio. Do you know that this set of politicians are intentionally inflicting hardship on us so we can cherish the 1,000 naira or more during election time and cast our vote for the highest paid politician or highest paying politician? From there, we cast our vote for another bad leader. The only way out of this problem is only when God wants to rescue us, his people, like he did to the Israelites. This is Chief Fadikbe Abolari from Yakuba. 09136556952. One last call and then we wrap up the program. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. Mr. Charles on the line.
All right, Mr. Charles, in a few seconds. Please go ahead.
It's the democratic day. The day that everybody is supposed to bear in mind every time. let us think of what we are going to do for Nigeria, not what Nigeria is doing for us. Our politicians are using it to do business. They are in groups, but they don't know what to do. Everything we do, they turn it upside down. So let us pray that God will help us so that these people will see us through.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Charles.
And everything will be going well.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Charles. We need to go now. Thank you so much. Comrade, your final thoughts in a few seconds, just 10 seconds.
My final thought is that I believe Nigeria will advance again, and there is hope in Nigeria. We will surely get there at the end of the tunnel.
We will. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning. To everyone who called in and sent messages, we appreciate you. My guest has been Comrade Yunusa Jimo Ali Kinla. Thank you for coming, sir. This is where we call it a wrap on the program. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Happy Democracy Day to all Nigerians out there, and I pray that we reap the fruits of democracy real soon. Thank you and have a lovely day.